Om Sachidananda Parabrahma Paramatma Purushottama Sri Bhagavati Sameda Sri Bhagavate Namaha. May the one who is all, who is in whom is all, bless us to be successful, happy, peaceful, and prosperous. Dear devotees, today I am going to discuss about a common misconception about fate. Many people who meet me, they tell that they are made to suffer and it is their fate that they have to meet only with misfortune and suffering. They will all give a list of woes, what they are undergoing. And they all will attribute that it is their karma. If anything goes wrong, they will say it is my karma. They are so wedded to the karmic theory that they accept every suffering as if it is something they are born with. Perhaps they think it is their birth duty to suffer the sufferings. Without knowing, truth is not that. The law of karma, of course, says that you will have to pay for your action. If it is a bad action, you have to suffer. But if it's a good action, you are going to enjoy. Now, they forget that even for a bad action, there is two solutions. One is you suffer, another one is you realize, admit, and atone. For example, if you have slapped somebody, it is a mistake, bordering on crime. He can either slap you back or he can drag you to the police station. That is the after effect of your wrong action. That is a karmic reaction you have to expect from him. Now, if you don't do anything to rectify the situation, definitely he will either slap back or he will take you to the police station and perhaps you will have to pay a price by being dragged to the court or being even punished for being in jail for a couple of days. So that is, of course, the karmic effect of a wrong action you do. That possibility is definitely there. But suppose immediately after having done the wrong thing of slapping him, you recognize that you have done a wrong thing and you immediately plead with him, I am sorry, in a fit of rage I have done like this, and you seek pardon from him, and perhaps you hold his hand and sincerely seek pardon, or you openly apologize or even fall at his feet. Then what that guy will do, that guy will think maybe this person is not a criminal to have done the way he has done, maybe at a fit of rage he has done. Then he may scold at you and he may leave at it. Maybe his children, wife, or friends who are with him will advise him, no, leave, he has already apologized, don't proceed further. This you being let off is happening because you have understood, admitted, and atoned for your mistake. Therefore, you escape from the other worse consequences of going to the police station. This will be possible. It will happen only if you have sincerely admitted your error and sincerely atoned you. Now, here what you have done, you have converted the effect of the karma, that bad action of slapping him, leading to a very serious consequence of taking you to the police station, to instead pleading with him, maybe in the presence of others, and then seeking pardon. So you have overcome that terrible situation. Vedas say like this, you will be definitely have to face the after effects of your actions, but you can contain and control the after effects with your free will. You have to admit your error and you have to atone for it. Therefore, Vedas say, what you think as fate is not fate. It is only a destiny. Fate means it is fated, that it is bound to happen only like that. But Vedas say there is nothing like fate. There is only destiny. Destiny means it is derived from the root word destination. That is, it is likely to lead you to a particular place. The after effect of your action is likely to take you to a particular place. That is the destination. In the example given, the destination is police station. The route is that fellow dragging you there. But you can change the route because Vedas say it is only destiny, it is not fate. You have changed the route by pleading with him and admitting your error and then atoning your sin. So, what you face as an after effect of your karma is only destiny and it is not fate. It further goes to say the so-called after effect, what you call as karma or samskara or whatever name you want to give, it is not engraved in a stone as if it is unalterable. It is only a probability or a likely event to happen if you don't address it. It says it is like a kite. When you release a kite in the sky, it will go in whichever direction the wind blows. But if you attach a string to that, a thread to that, then you can wangle it to the direction, whichever direction you want. If you don't attach the thread, then the kite is not in your control. Whatever direction the wind blows, it will go. Vedas say similarly, the after effect of your action will be like the threadless kite if you don't take efforts through the free will. But the moment you take efforts through your free will of atoning it, then a thread is attached, then the kite is under your control. It is no more beyond your control. Vedas therefore say the after effects of karma is possible to be kept under your control because its nature is destiny. But if you don't attend to it, it can become a fate. That is fated. What is bound to happen will happen. But with sincere efforts and with your clear free will, you can change it. Vedas therefore declare that don't be under any false impression that you are having a fate, but just realize that you have a destiny which is correctable, alterable. In Ramayana, Rama, when he was the prince, he was in a very bad mood after undertaking a tour of the country. A similar story like that of Buddha. And he returned and confined himself to a room. He was not willing to interact with people because he saw everybody suffering and he came to the conclusion that what kind of fate is this? These people are suffering like this. Then, seeing his plight, Vasishta gave him a very long advice. That is one of the longest poems in the Hindu literature. It is called Yoga Vasishta. In that, Vasishta clearly tells Lord Ram that there is nothing like fate. Persons who is not willing to use his free will, who is not willing to take any effort, they are taking refuge under the term fate. If you believe there is a fate, then you have already accepted defeat without even taking an effort. He very clearly establishes that fate is a misnomer. He also says, when Rama questions, that means if there is a bad karma, will somebody escape from it? Vasishtha says, no. It will definitely come before him as an after effect. But with his free will, he can handle it. If he is sincere, then he can overcome it. Of course, after doing the corrective measures. Vasishtha further explains that if such rectification is not possible, that is, if a person born with the karmic inheritance has to just suffer and go, then why he should be born as a man? The reason for human birth itself is evolution of soul. If a person cannot evolve, if he has to just suffer his fate, then where is the scope for evolvement? So, the human birth by itself incorporates the scope for correcting the fate. In fact, that is why human birth is called karma janma. That is, he can rectify his karma. Only for giving that opportunity he is born as a human being. A person cannot, a jiva cannot change its, evolve its nature either as a deva or as an animal. Animals or plants or even devas, they are all bhoga janmas. They have to only enjoy. Devas will enjoy only the good things, and after it is over, they have to fall. And the animals and plants, they have to suffer, and then they have to take the next birth according to the previous karmas. But it is only the human beings who has the option of setting right his inherited karmas and then evolving it. Therefore, he is not fated. He is being presented with situations with a free will given to him to handle it the way he wants. If he doesn't use the free will, of course, what he has inherited as a karmic consequence, he will definitely suffer. But if he uses the free will, the after effects will be controlled a lot or even can be avoided. If, for example, if your after effects are likely to lead to a situation of amputation of your legs and hands, if it is unattended because of the karmic consequence, the same thing will be converted into just a bruise. If you understand the mistake that you might have done and then correct for it now. This, we can go on giving explanations and examples for this. Only because a correction should be given a possibility, the legal system is giving a way out of pleading guilty and getting the sentence reduced. In Upanishad, there is a story, a person by mistake killed a guy under the influence of alcohol. Soon he realized his mistake. Of course, he was presented before the court. In the court, he admitted his error and he pleaded a different thing with the court. He said, please punish me, but don't put me behind bars because that is of no use to that family. Rather, I will undertake the responsibility of rearing that family. They have 2 sons and 1 daughter. One son is blind. I will commit my entire life for that family. Because of me only the breadwinner died. And I will ensure that I maintain that family and bring them up. The judges were shocked. But they represented it to the king. The king said, okay, let us give a chance. And let us see, because this is a new thing even to us, whether it works. And the king appointed supervisors to ensure that this guy does not escape. And lo and behold, that person for the next 25 years was spending his life taking care of that guy. At the end of 25 years, when all of the children have gonna come up, the whole village, which was once scolding him as a murderer, celebrated him as a person who has sacrificed his life. The king called him and made him his minister. You see, what would have been a situation where he will be either having head beheaded by the king or spending his entire life in the jail? He became a minister because he admitted his error and he atoned for it. So, if you are sincere in admitting your error and sincere in atoning it, then there is nothing like fate. It was his destiny. He just changed the route. Instead of going to jail, he went to the village and took care of the family. And finally, he became the minister. That is why repeatedly Vedas say there is nothing like fate written and engraved on a stone. It is all destiny indicating the probability of events likely to happen, giving you an alarm that you better rectify the course so that you will go to the land of happiness. In Bhagavad Gita, same thing is explained by Lord Krishna. He says, if a person has to face the after effects of his karma, which of course he has two options. He will be presented with circumstances in line with his past actions. He can either face them without understanding what are all the ways to handle it, and he may suffer the consequences. That is, he is just suffering his after effects of karma. But if the same person can use his free will and navigates the way on a dharmic method and with clear sense of atonement, then he can overcome the after effects. And if he is going to go by the second route, I will be with him in guiding him. In other words, he says, I cannot avoid presenting the circumstances depending upon his past actions. But if he takes a right route of atoning his sin, then I will guide him and I will be with him to take him out of the after effects of karma. Therefore, he clearly says, you are not fated to suffer. You are going to face the consequences of your action, but using your free will, you can navigate it and in fact convert that adversity into a big advantage. And if this opportunity was not to be provided, then a man need not be born at all. He could have been sent to be as an animal where it doesn't have a free will. Man has been given a free will only for this purpose, for course correction. So, despite having a free will, buddhi, intellect, if a person is not using it and blaming everything on fate or karma, it is his foolishness. Therefore, dear devotees, give up this false, unnecessary, down-drawn syndrome of fate, fate and fate. There is no fate. There is only destiny of a likelihood which you can handle and overcome. And it is your birthright. You have everything with you, God given, to rectify and course correct your life and become successful, happy, peaceful and prosperous. That is why you are born as a man, Manushya. you have given the sixth sense only to understand and rectify it. Therefore, hereafter, let us not wrongly think and blame fate for any of our shortcomings. The shortcomings, if any, that is because we have not exercised our free will. Let us understand our strength. God has given immense power within us, not only to understand, but also to invoke it. A small atom has so much of power to generate so much of energy and electricity. We have trillions of atoms within us. Understand what an amount of energy we have within us. None of these problems can stand before the energy of the divine power within us. Only thing is we are not exercising our free will and we are blaming the fate for everything. Therefore, let us resolve that hereafter we will not be blaming on the fate for every little thing, and we will clearly realize and recognize the enormous free will and the enormous divine power within us, and we will all travel on the road to success and freedom. Om Rishabharuda Parabrahmane Namaha.